Hi everybody, it's Amanda from Queen of Hearts Photography, and this is part 2 of the Back to Basics tutorial. Now I'm only going to do one photo, and the reason I wanted to do this photo was because, as you can see, it is very cool looking. The temperature is way off, and this is straight out of camera. Now the other night my boys were out playing in the leaves. It was getting late, it was getting dark. I just grabbed my camera, wanted to snap a few pictures, and this was the result. A lot of them came out pretty cool toned. Like the later it got, the more blue everything turned out. It's a pretty easy fix with this action set. I was pretty amazed actually that I edited the entire thing using nothing but these actions. So I'm going to show you how powerful this Back to Basics set is and how I can edit this image and fix everything that's wrong with it with just this set. So the first thing that we're going to do is clean it up a bit, and I am going to use the HD primer action. Just go ahead and run it. Now, like I said in part 1, the lighten and darken layers in the action are turned off. So you will have to open it up and come down here and turn on lighten or darken. So if your photo is too light, obviously you'll want to turn on the dark layer. If it's too dark, you want to turn on the light layer. But in this case, I'm actually going to leave it as is because we're going to fix some of the other things that are wrong with it, and I want it to be pretty bright. There's also a vignette that you can add if you want to. I'm not going to add it, and a center fill light, but we obviously don't need that either. So I'm going to flatten my image. I'm going to leave this the way it is, and as you can see there's quite a pop in this already. This is the before, and this is just after running the HD primer. Now the difference between the basic primer and the HD primer is that the HD primer is a little bit richer in color. So if you run both of them side by side, you'll be able to tell the difference. There's a pretty big difference. So the basic primer is really for just a pretty good, yeah, I still haven't fixed this. I don't know why it keeps coming up, and my cat next to me just knocked over the lamp, but that's okay. So the difference would be that the basic primer would be more for just a pretty basic cleanup. The HD primer is for photos that really need more contrast, more color, more richness, and you don't want to run 100 actions. This is the best way to get that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flatten it. I'm not going to change anything within the group. I'm going to leave it the way it is. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten it. I like to start with a clean slate, so I flatten after every use. Now I want to warm it up a bit, so I'm going to use, where's Just Peachy? This is what I'm going to run. This is really just a warm action. As you can see, it added a lot of warmth before, after. I don't want it quite that warm. I'm going to actually drop it down to about 50%. I don't think there's anything in here that's turned off, so but you can go in and you can adjust it if you want to. You can play with it. Like the Peachy Sun will take out haze a lot. It's kind of hard to tell because I've turned it down so much, but if you have it up to 100% and you want, if you notice like a haze, it's going to be the Peachy Sun layer that you can turn on and off. So you can see it again, the before and the after. I'm going to keep it like that at 50% and flatten it. And then his skin, which is painfully obvious that he is cool toned. Now the thing about my boys is they are both very pale naturally, and their skin is very cool toned. This is pretty much natural tone for him. It is a little bit more bluer than he is in person. He doesn't look sick like that, but he's so pale. Both my boys are so white that any kind of color cast turns their skin whatever color, whatever they're wearing. And as you can see here, the jacket is pretty much casting quite a hue on his face. So we're going to warm this up a bit. Now I've got this brush right here, the Sun-Kissed Skin Brush. I'm going to run it, and you just need your white brush. Make sure you have a white brush. Make your brush a little bit smaller. Go in here and brush it on. I'm actually going to brush some on his hair too, to get all of that blue out of there. I'm going to stay away from his eyes because you can see his eyes are very blue. His eyes are naturally very blue, just like that. So I'm not going to touch his eyes. Make sure you get all the skin that's showing and the ears. Now you want to see the before, the after. Now that's not warm enough for me because he was so cool and the photo was so cool. It really needs to be more warmed up. So if you need more color, instead of flattening it and running the action all over again, just simply right click here and duplicate the group. Just click OK. And as you can see, it's going to add a whole nother layer. Now I actually want to do his skin one more time, but what I want to do is I want to take some of this off of his hair, but only on the second group here. So I'm going to go in here and grab a black brush, which is going to erase the action off. As you can see, that orange hue disappeared because I don't want quite as much orange on his hair. So now that we fixed that, I am going to actually duplicate this again. So right click, duplicate group, hit OK, and there we go. So you can see that his skin looks quite bit better there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to turn this into a group here so you can see the before and after. So this is before the sun-kissed skin brush. This is after. Now this was running it 3 times, remember, and erasing it off of his hair after the second time. But it definitely fixed his skin. Before, he looks a little sick, and after, he looks normal, bright and sunny. Although I'm thinking that maybe this third one that we ran, I might tone it down just a little bit. Because I don't want it quite so orange. That's better. That's much better. So I'm going to flatten that. And then we want to run one of my favorite actions, the airbrush. This is going to smooth the skin. And I love this action because for so long I've been doing this all by hand. And I don't know why it never occurred to me just to create an action and save myself so much time. So yeah, this is what I do all the time when I smooth skin. And I smooth skin in pretty much every photo because I love smooth skin. I think it really just cleans up a photo. I mean, it's just like removing noise in any picture. You know, it really just brings the picture together, makes it look so clean and so crisp, and I just love smooth skin. So some people think you can go a little overboard with smooth skin, and you definitely can, but I just love it. So make sure you have a white brush down here. Make it a little bit smaller. Just go in and brush it on. Make sure you stay away from the eyes and the lips and the nostrils. Make sure you get any skin pretty much that's exposed. Now obviously, let's do the before. See the before, and you can see the after. Now obviously it's a little too harsh. Now like I said in part 1, I usually keep this group set at 70. But the reason I put it at default at 100% was because I wanted you to see the full effect. That way you can adjust it to your taste or to whatever you need. I mean, you might need 100%. I have used 100% before in probably pictures that were farther away and there might have been a lot of noise or whatnot on the face. So, but that's really the only time that I would really use 100%. But I kept it that way so you could clearly see the difference and the effect that it had on the photo. So now that we've run this, you can see just how clean his skin looks. It looks so much cleaner, so much nicer. I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. And then I want to run this action down here. Take out the blue Hue brush. Now, his jacket is actually not blue. It is gray. It's very gray. And you can see a lot of the blue that's in his white shirt. And we are going to take that out in one easy step. Make sure you have a white brush. Make it to whatever size that you need it. But for this case, since I'm erasing so much, I'm going to make it pretty big. So watch this. Yes, this is the actual color of his jacket. You can see just how cool the photo was when you actually remove all of that blue hue. Now as you can see, I'm going over and it's not affecting the grass or anything. So this really works great on whites and on skin. I'm actually going to rub it a little bit on his skin in case there's any kind of blue. I don't want any blue in his skin, but I'm going to make sure I don't want to hit his eyes there. So this blue Hue brush will really fix your temperature on whites especially. So if you have something supposed to be white and you might not even notice that it has a blue hue. I mean, even run it. If you have something that's supposed to be pure white, you might even want to run this brush just to test it out and see how white it's supposed to be, because you might not even notice until it's actually white. I've done that several times, and then I run this action and I, you know, take it on whatever's white, a t-shirt or whatnot, and I'm like, wow, like that was really off. So this is the before, very off, and this is the after. Definitely changes the whole tone of the photo just by bringing everything back down to where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to flatten this too. I just like to flatten everything. And I'm going to run the sharpening brush so we can kind of get those eyes to pop a little bit. Make sure your brush is white again, and I just want to run it on the eyes. You can see they instantly pop. On the mouth, a little bit on the nose, on the hair, on the little jawline. Not really too much on his clothes because they're not really too much in focus anyway. I just really want his face to pop. It's the main focus of the photo. So here's the before, and here is the after. Really makes his eyes and features pop, and that's all I want. I don't want to sharpen the entire photo because it can really make your photo noisy, especially in the background, and I don't want that. So after we flatten that, the last thing I want to run is my favorite action, the oil painting brush. This is really good for backgrounds. It's what I use it on 99% of the time is the background. So once again, just get yourself a white brush, adjust it to however you need it, and just paint it up. Now this is really hard to tell the full effect of the brush because the background is, you know, there's not really much of a background to show it on. But if you saw my blog with Caden here in his Mad Hatter costume, I'm pretty sure I used the oil painting brush in every single photo. So that's how I got the background to look so painted. And it really just cleans it up. It really just takes out noise and just brings the colors together. So this is the before. You can see there's some noise in there. And this is the after. And it just darkens the background and really makes your subject pop. So I'm going to flatten that again. And this here is our finished image. Now, let me show you the before. Here's the before. Here's the after. And as you saw, I did this completely with the action set. Now, obviously, you might have some type of hand edits that you'll need to do here and there, like if you need some kind of cloning or whatnot done. In this instance, if I were to go any further with editing, that I would have to hand edit. The only thing that I would fix is maybe his shirt because it is pretty blown out, but then it would probably turn more grayish, and to be honest, this doesn't bother me. Some people it would, it doesn't bother me, so I would just leave it. So I am going to leave it. But as you can see, the before, the after, and this was all done using the Back to Basics Photoshop action set, and this action set only. This is going to speed up your workflow. You are going to love it. Ever since I've created this set, it has made my life so much easier. I can't even tell you how fast I can knock out pictures. This is just stuff that I use all the time, every day, and now I am sharing it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you buy the set, please share pictures on my Facebook page. I would really love to see what you can create and how. I want to see before and afters. I want to see the dramatic change of the before and afters. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'll help you in any way that I can, and if you see any other photos that I share that are edited with the set and you want to see how it's done, let me know and I'll make another video. Talk to you guys soon.